Welcome back, everybody, to another investing live stream. Go through today's, but first I'm going to go through some of the Q&A that we've got here. First question, I'm going to get a spouse on board that's heavy anti-debt. That's a tricky one. To actually get started in a situation like that is one, small, and B, it's got to be a killer wedge deal. And usually the way you kind of do this is you sort of backdoor into it. So let's say you find a good wedge deal. You find something that's, I don't know, you can buy for $350,000. You could put $20,000 into it, and the place is worth, oh gosh, I don't know, $450 or something like that. So it didn't take much money, but you got some good buffer there. Let's run with the numbers, for example. You can always put deal analysis. We could look at it. But let's say you found something like this, to where it's not like a massive wedge, but it's still got 70, 80K into it. If you went to sell it, maybe you could net somewhere around $40,000, $50,000, kind of like a flip opportunity, right? Heck, even if you net $30,000, right? The way you back into it in a situation like this is basically you go in with the intent of, hey, let's flip this deal. And I'm not saying lie, literally in with the intent to flip the deal. And so see if your spouse will be on board with buying a flip. So let's say you're renting right now. You guys are going to buy a flip. You buy it, you get the loan for it, and all along the way you show, hey, look, this is what we're buying it for. This is how much money we're going to put in. Then we're going to sell it, and we're going to take that profit. Now, you're going in with the intent to flip. You have two choices at this point. Depending on once you close the deal and you go through the renovation, you realize that that's going to take you somewhere around 3 months, right? You got to close the deal and you got to fix up the deal. Then if by that point, those 3 months run up, your partner's still not liking it, you could bring up, and you try this, you bring up the idea of, hey, if we don't flip this, we could actually rent this and be positive on this. So we have a choice now. Do we take like $30,000 in profit now, but then we have to pay taxes on it, or do we want to rent it out? If you're like, I don't like that, let's sell it. Okay, no problem. Then actually sell it. That's why I say go in with the intent of buying it to flip it, go in, buy it, and then if they still don't want to rent it out, flip it. And then just let that money soak in. Let that money clear the bank account, and basically backdoor into using that as an opportunity to say, hey, I found another one of those opportunities. But last time we got that 30K profit, we had to give 50% of it away to Uncle Sam. If we kept it, here's a way we could never pay taxes on it. Right? This would be kind of the way I would expose somebody who's anti-debt to real estate and show like, hey, look, here's a safe way to go. 30-year fixed rate mortgage, it's paying the debt, so on and so forth. So hopefully that helps you in your scenario there. So Anthony asks, is a rental with an HOA tax deductible? Yes. And a homeowners association is an expense of maintaining the property. Therefore, it is a tax deduction, but obviously confirm with the CPA. Submitted a low offer with property with over 100 days on the market on Wednesday. And all of a sudden, the agent told me that there's another offer yesterday. I believe the other offer is BS. How do I find out? There's really no way. So at this point, you have to sort of play the game. And the way that works is you're going to use your negotiating skills, and you're going to try to figure out, oh man, you want to build that empathy, right? Oh man, I didn't think we were going to be competing against anybody. That's a bummer. That's really unfortunate. But hey, you know what? Good for you. You got another offer. Good for that seller. That's really good. And then you have to ask yourself this: how much do you really want this deal? And once you ask yourself how much you really want this deal, if you're kind of leaning towards that's okay, I'll find another one. Say that. Tell the other agent, I go, you know what? Just run with the other offer then. I can't compete in this one. Hey, congratulations. Good for you guys. And then you'll know within like 2 days if there's really another offer. I'll just be calling you a bunch going, hey, is your still offer around? And then there is another offer, and it's just like you're kind of like, well, they might actually sell it to somebody else. So make sure that, unless you really want it, you're okay with this kind of situation. On the flip side, if you do really want the property, then sometimes you might be in a situation where you say like, all right, you're going to have to still play ball. You might go to the angle of saying something like, all right, well, hey, in that case, I can't go ridiculous with my offer. I mean, if the other offer is coming in over, let's say your offer is 450 and it's listed for 500, right? You lowballed it. Say something like, man, okay, well in that case, and you really want it in this scenario. Oh, well in that case, if the other people are going crazy and they're coming in over 490, I would just say just run with the other people at that point. I'll just call me if anything changes. And then you'll know by their response if they say, oh, no, you should definitely counteroffer. You should definitely counteroffer. Then you kind of know like, oh, well, wait a minute. Like, why would I counter myself at 450 if you have another offer over 490, right? So then tell, okay, maybe they're not over 490, right? And maybe then you counter to whatever you're comfortable with, 470, 475, something like that. It's just a quick example as to how I might handle that. So yeah, Zach, it's tough, and you're really in your situation. You're gonna have to take it in small bites. I was in a situation where obviously I'm in a relationship with somebody that was raised in a real estate family. So it's sort of dead. It's like second nature, like we breathe, right? Like that's normal. But yeah, it's going to be a lot harder coming from that all cash and carry, no debt scenario. You're really going to have to increment into this. But hey, still take advantage of those wedge deals. Or right now, because you're going to be paying those selling costs to flip. Have that long run belief that it's okay, we're going to make this work. So let's see. KC says the moisture on the crawl space, it is coming from the shower, which wasn't siliconed well, totally deteriorated the subfloor, killing my wedge. Basically, a shower demo reno now can't fix. Yeah. So here's the thing. If generally a shower, if it's a tiled shower, it shouldn't need to have silicone on the inside because there should be a proper shower pan. If you're relying on grout to waterproof a shower, it's a bad shower anyway. Now, unless of course it's fiberglass. Fiberglass, you do need to properly seal it because there's no pan underneath fiberglass. But yeah, I mean, either way, for you to get a new shower in there, even if you go with a fiberglass setup, I don't think you're going to be in there for under, in and out of there for under 4K. So you've really got to talk and, then the second part of that is like, is 4K really killing your wedge? Then how much of a wedge was there, right? But it will impact your wedge, which sucks. I would take this information, put it in front of the seller and see what you, by the way, especially when you put up verbal off, like you don't need it doesn't even have to be verbal. The nice thing about being a buyer is you could literally write up an addendum or a request for repair and say, seller to give me $8,000 for the new bathroom shower. Otherwise I'm canceling. Like you could literally say those words on an addendum or request for repair. And the seller could say no. And then it's like, oh, well, what if the seller cancels on me? You can always still go through with it. And this is true 99% of the time, right? Confirm that with your agent. I don't know if you have kind of special contract terms in your contract, but I do that stuff all the time with my clients. So something to keep in mind. All right, what else we got here? So what should I expect to pay per square foot to glaze tile? Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's held up very well on my properties. In fact, one of our rentals, we've had a glazed shower in it for like 6 or 7 years and it's totally fine. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't last as long as like new, but then you just reglaze it. A full reglaze of a bathtub and bathtub surround on a regular 2.5 by 5 foot bathtub, usually like $800. So you could probably work backwards on that. I have no idea on cost per foot, but that's pretty standard. Which is way cheaper than redoing a tile setup, All right, so now we're going to do a deal analysis. We're going to do a rows deal analysis. So let's go ahead and pull that up. And then as usual, as you have more questions, feel free to post them. We'll get to them in a second. All right, let's move this over a little bit. Hopefully nothing unplugs. Okay, good. So now we're going to do this deal. This is a Boynton Beach deal in Florida. Here we go. Okay, so this particular deal was, I don't know if it went into escrow or they just took it off the market, but it was listed for $264. The deal is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath at 1,809 square feet, which is pretty good. This is like a, slightly larger than median square footage, but I like the sound of this. Now, one of the downsides is it is at the, so literally everybody who comes into this neighborhood is driving your property. So, something to keep in mind. It's not as sort of It is right by, oh, I can't go in here. Is it a gated community though? That'd be pretty good. You can't really complain about that, right? You got no neighbors really behind you. I mean, it's very spacious here. And honestly, I can't see this being super busy. So I really like this. I mean, I personally miss Florida. But anyway, it was built in 89. Hard to go wrong with something built in 89 in Florida, honestly. That's pretty simple. So we don't have pictures of it, unfortunately, but let's just go ahead and see if we can comp it with here. So realtor said they got an offer for 360 they were going to accept, but buyer wanted the house fixed. High probability of the 360 getting accepted. Oops, sorry, that was the old deal here. Linked. Oh, sorry, that I'm reading the wrong one. Here we go. Okay. It's on the corner of the gated neighborhood. Original owner, last 25 years. It's a well-worn, original, and bad interior shape. This is perfect. Like 1989 property, and it needs work. That's freaking awesome because, I mean, realistically, 89 is pretty new. It's not like you're worried with and not saying this is a bad thing, but it's not like with an 89 property, you're super worried about asbestos or mold or whatever. Generally not, at least. You're just, okay, so you got some dated 80s elements. But overall, your structure is good. You're not worried about having to fix up the foundation and all that stuff. So, I'd be excited about this one. Let's see. Couldn't find what are the comps? Okay, no problem. So there was one. Okay, all right. Let's see if I can. Oh, no. Okay. So A-rated school, you're gonna put 5 to 7% down. Let's look at the comps quickly on this one. I don't know if it's still on the market or available, but let's just see. So screen share again here. There we go. Okay, so zoom into this one. So the nice thing about this is it being a 1989 tract home, we should really be able to just go solely into this neighborhood. And we got a ton of things that popped up, which is good. Let's draw a circle around primarily that neighborhood. Gosh, we got a lot. Okay, so now we're going to sort by recent. So we want something around 1,800 square feet. That's a different neighborhood, but that might end up being a comp. Let's see here. Here's a good one. No, that's 2,400 square feet. 22. Okay, so the 2,200 square foot model, which looks like it's actually been renovated, is going for 421. And this place was listed for like 369. So it kind of explains why it hadn't sold yet. Although maybe they got a lower offer. See, if they got like a mid threes, that's what I was thinking. See these right here? These are your comps right here. Summer sales, 353, 356. So, I mean, it should be pretty clear. Unfortunately, without knowing well, I mean, we could just assume dated. So let's look at these two to get a current value on that one. This one's a little dated too. They got some updates here, not super high end. Okay, this one's got some updates to it. Yeah, okay. So my guess is if yours is 89 dated, it's probably honestly, it's got to sell for like 340 or less. And to be a wedge deal, I mean, these, if they were model homes, might sell for 375. Realistically, you'd want to get like a smoking deal on it, you'd want to be like sub 330, sub 320. And the lower you go in that direction, the better it's going to be. I don't know if it'll end up selling for that. But that's something to keep in mind. No, this comp too. Look at this. This comp's right against Gateway Boulevard. So that's a good adjustment right there for you. So I like that. Okay, sorry. It's pixelated. Oh, really? Oh, no. All right. Sorry to hear that. Hold. Can I fix that? I don't know if I can fix that. Yeah, no, that's no good if it's that pixelated. So what I could do is I could restart the live stream. I'll do that really quick. Okay. I will so check on deal analysis really quick, or not deal analysis, on live stream. And yeah, the weather out here. You will get a new live stream link, and then it should be 1080p. So we'll restart really quick, and we'll be right back. And then we will pick up after Rose deal. So okay, coming back. Da, 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 da.